Welcome back. Well, today I've got a really interesting commentary to give you. I promise it won't be too long, but it's been a very busy week, very busy weekend. I've been out working with people all weekend here, and came up with some interesting patterns. Occasionally I feel the Lord speaking to me through consistent messaging through the different people I work with from day to day, week to week. So I listen for patterns, and this week it was all about deliverance, the dark tunnel of deliverance, I call it. I bring to you the scriptures from Exodus chapter 14 to verse 29 specifically, but let me just back up and talk a little bit about what deliverance is, what it looks like. I'm not talking about spiritual deliverance in the sense of possession. I'm talking about the journey that people have to go through to find freedom and to find healing. And I bring to you the miracle of the Red Sea, the parting of the Red Sea. The Israelites in context are fleeing their captors, the Egyptians. And in this time, obviously there was slavery going on. And I got to be careful with what YouTube may try to censor on this, but you get the language. You can look at it for yourself, the whole chapter. And they're escaping, and there's an army behind them, and there is the Red Sea before them. And you can imagine, I've taught this over the years that, sometimes finding personal freedom from a hard past, an injured past, can be a real challenge. And we don't have to look far in our family lives to discover that, whether in ourselves or other people in our family. So you think the Israelites are standing on the beach, and they got nowhere to go. Basically, the tension is so high, and I'm trying to set the stage here for you. What would you do if you were in a position where, it was like jumping off a cliff or dealing with a mad army behind you that is ready to slaughter you and your people? So Moses steps out, and of course, in an act of faith and obedience, he raises his staff and he does what he does, and the Red Sea parts. It's a dark tunnel, right? The scripture will tell you that when they finally made the leap to go into this dark tunnel, there was nowhere else for them to go. It was a one-way ticket. So you can imagine what somebody who's dealing with, any kind of ism, any kind of addiction, what they might be feeling is it's a one-way ticket, and no matter how you explain it, it's going to be a hard road. So we have to have grace and some mercy and patience to walk and work with these people. And so they're there, and they see this long, dark tunnel and the walls of water on either side. You can watch that Prince of Egypt Disney movie from years ago. Beautiful depiction of that scene. So they are walking through the watches or the deep hours of the night, and it's, you can imagine the eerie feeling walking through it. But it's one step at a time. It's one step at a time. It feels dark. It feels intimidating. It feels like, your life could cave in at any time. And finally, you get to the end of that tunnel in the morning. The light shines. You can start seeing. You look behind, and the army that was chasing you has been destroyed. Even their bodies lie lifeless on the seashore with the ebb and the flow of water. The waves moving them back and forth. Why am I telling you this? Because with some of the discussions I've had this week, these are themes that keep coming up. It's never easy to engage in the process when you have had lifelong struggles, when you have had things that come out at you didn't expect, woundedness that happens, words that were spoken. This is not just an instant, easy thing. It could happen. Jesus is a great example of speaking miracles instantly into people. But, in this day and age, when I walk with people in my coaching and my business practice, it's not an instantaneous thing. These are commitments that people have to make in order to find wholeness again. And so I bring out Exodus 14, verse 29 to you today. It says, "But the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground. with a wall of water on their right and a wall of water on their left. Verse 30. That day the Lord saved Israel from the hands of their enemy, and Israel saw their enemy lying dead on the shore. And when the Israelites saw the mighty hand of the Lord displayed against the enemy, the people feared the Lord and put their trust in him and in Moses his servant. So the dedication it takes, the commitment, the perseverance it takes to walk through the dark tunnel of deliverance, the dark tunnel to find your healing, there has to be an internal decision for you and I to commit to that process. No one's going to tell you it's going to be easy. And if they do, they're probably lying. The idea here is, can you fight for your own dignity? Can you fight for your identity? Can you fight for, your sense of prosperity in the world? Can you fight in order to find the healing of the soul and of the mind? Are you worth it? I think that's really the lesson of the day. So take this scripture, look at it, and just ponder it, where they would stand there on the beach silent, recognizing the bigness of the miracle of this deliverance. But it first takes a commitment to see that dark tunnel and walk down with it with faith. And I pray that you would persevere. If you find yourself in this place today, I ask God that he would intervene as a gentleman that he is, that he would walk alongside, that Jesus would walk alongside with you in this process, and that you would find wholeness in the morning. Have a great day.